concerned about something that not DeMeco Ryans, that CJ Stroud said. Because I'll be honest, DeMeco Ryans is just going to say the same thing over and over again. We got to finish. There's some positives. It's all about winning. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to dump on DeMeco for that. It's just the nature of my job. It doesn't provide entertainment to me. Very selfish. But it is about me, especially when there's no Joe today. This is the Paul Galancho Classic. But CJ Stroud, quarterback of the Houston Texans, said a couple of things at yesterday's press conference that do have me wondering about where he's at mentally this year. These are two answers that he had. And doesn't he sound like he might have been a little burnt out going into the bye week?
Winning. Yeah, it's really no crazy proof to the pudding. Just win. I know it sounds simple, but finding a way to win. Like, there's a lot of games come down to one score, and some teams find a way,
Stroud
some
sounding
teams
like he's
don't. And I
DeMeco
think,
Ryans here.
we've put ourselves in position in a lot of games to win games and haven't got it done. And other times we do get it done. So you don't want to be 50-50 in December and January. You want to be on the upper scale. So I think just these practices and those little small details is what get those wins. Not the last 2 plays or 3 plays of a game. Those don't really define the game. You can win and lose a game that way, but also handling business in the first half and the beginning of the second half can win you the game as well. So I think that's where we got to do better.
He sounds like DeMeco there too. I mean, you hear that answer. You do hear a guy who's a little bit burnt out. Like, hey, what are the keys to finishing games? Winning. Okay. So then these are the two answers that I found from CJ Stroud, where I felt he sounded a little burnt out, talking about what his approach was for the bye week.
Yeah, it was really beneficial, that able to get some time off, to recover, mind, body, spirit. So, yeah, now we're ready, back rolling. And, December ball, is really important. We got to put ourselves in a pretty good position. And now we got to go, and win some football games. I was kind of just detached from ball and from anything that had to do with it. I don't really watch. I watched a little bit of college, but didn't watch any NFL games. But, yeah, I think it was necessary for me. Maybe other guys do other things, but for me, I needed just to, just get back just to regular life. There's life away from ball. Of course, it's one of the most important things in my life. I love football, but needed time just to be away, and I got that. So it was very necessary. But right when the day came, I was back watching Miami. So
He was burnt out. I wonder if he's still burnt out. Everyone gets burnt out at some point, especially as we get closer and closer to the holidays, right? Finish lines in sight. Maybe you're looking forward to seeing your family. Maybe you're looking forward to covering the Houston Texans at NRG Stadium on Christmas Day in a game they'll likely lose, one or the other. But everyone gets burnt out. And I can imagine how a year where your bye week is this late would lead you to being very burnt out. So I hope he comes back and he's a little more chipper out there. He's happier. And the Texans can actually figure out how to finish a game, which we've heard DeMeco talk about a lot. We've heard CJ Stroud talk about a lot. And we've yet to really see to the degree that we want.
To be fair, they have finished these games.
Well, yes.
They're no longer still playing.
That's true. But did they finish the game or did the game finish? Embrace debate.
Oh.
The Houston Texans have gotten through their bye week, and it's time for us to do what we do after every Texans win and after every Texans loss. The Texans right now are 0-0. We're not doing the what's their record with Nico Collins thing because they lost to the Titans. But the Miami Dolphins, they're also 0-0. And honestly, with another win, they'll really be 0-0 because they'll be back to 500. This is a big game. It's the first of 3 over a period of 10 days. I wonder if DeMeco Ryans had anything different to say about what his Texans need to do going forward. Here he is at yesterday's press conference.
The one thing that we have to do, Kim, is finish. Right? We have to finish games the right way. We've been close in a lot of games. Games have turned out good for us and not so good. Right now, down the stretch, the most important part, it's all about how you finish. Right? It doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter what the score is, or how much or how less the score. It's all about how do you finish that game and finish it the right way with the win. That's the only thing that matters now. You get into December, January, it's meaningful playoff, really football, and every game matters, right? The importance is heightened every single week. So you have to be, of course, be on the details, but it'll be about the team who finishes the right way. Those will be the teams that win.
I'm seeing from King of all Twitches, finish him. You know, if he delivered that with the same energy as the Mortal Kombat video game announcer, perhaps we would all feel a little bit more swarmy this holiday season. But I feel like I've heard him say this over and over again. And what's frustrating is I'm also pretty sure that I've heard DeMeco Ryans say we've finished games. And let's be honest, have they really finished a game this year outside of the game against the Patriots and to a degree the game against the Cowboys? They haven't finished a game. There's always been something missing at the very end. So I'll say this. This is actually a step in the right direction, perhaps acknowledgement that they're not quite finishing games, but he's been saying, like, we finished this game a couple of times this year.
Yeah.
And of course, focusing on the positives when the team has very few of them.
That was the longest 46 seconds of my life. That was I looked over 2 different times being like, surely he has to be done by now. And it's because we've heard this the entire season.
I think it's time for some impromptu power rankings. Power rankings. Houston Texans you want to hear from.
Ooh.
Has Nick Caserio leapfrogged DeMeco Ryans after the last time we heard from him? Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. Very little supply. Now, when he speaks, there's a lot of supply, but because there's a lot of words. But last time I heard from Nick Caserio, oh, it's fun.
It delivered.
DeMeco Ryans, starting to be more boring than Nick Caserio. CJ Stroud, he said some interesting things along the way, but also
Ahead of DeMeco.
I would say yes, but I think DeMeco's he's kind of the very last one I want to hear from. And I'm sorry that I made you hear from the very last person that I want to hear from on the Houston Texans.
That was rude
audience.
of us. Tim Settle is up there.
Tim Settle, close to the top.
Joe Mixon might be number 1.
I think Joe Mixon is number 1.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs would have been close to the top.
Yes.
But alas, his ACL is no more, and he's basically not a Texan anymore. It feels like that, at least. I wonder what his day-to-day is now.
I'm sure he keeps busy.
Yeah,
I'm sure he keeps busy.
I've seen some rumors. That's all I could really say. I really want the Texans to actually listen to what DeMeco's saying and to finish the game. And I just don't think it's going to come this year. This is of all the 3 games that are coming up. This is the one where you got an opportunity to. You're 2 weeks of rest. Team that is a little bit beneath you in the AFC totem pole, but not that far beneath you. This is the game where can we get the close to 60-minute effort? Can we please get that? I would like that.
I would like that too, Paul. I'm not sure if we get there.
Oh, I don't think it's coming. I really don't. I mean, I get it. With a little help this weekend, Texans could be division champs. Sean Martinez on YouTube says Academy's winning this holiday season after they sell some division title t-shirts. That's true. That could be quite the stocking stuffer. Thank you, Sunday. That could come early. Everyone can get a division title jersey. Or excuse me, t-shirt. Why are you shaking your head? You wouldn't take one of those?
I mean, yeah, I guess it's
Here's what
it's been a while.
What they
since
need.
I bought one.
Well, yeah, I get that, but they won it last year. 7 division titles since 12. That's what they need. They need to have a t-shirt that lists all
there we go.
of the division titles that they have won, starting with 2011, 2012, going all the way to last year, which I believe the number is 7. And then it could be 8. And you just have here's how it works. And again, please give us a cut. But you have a big 713 in the background, and then on top of that, you just have 2011, 2012, 2015, 2016, 2018, 2019, 2023, 2024. So many numbers.
I was thinking Houston division or whatever division champion, like city of division champions, Houston, Texas, and the S in Texas or in Houston
Yeah.
is a 7.
Okay.
Like storms coming.
Colin Kaepernick. We got to bring that one back.
Or and then 8, then it's what would the 8 be? Maybe a 0. I don't know. Or one of the O's.
This is visually confusing to our audio-based audience, but yeah. We listen. This is
tough.
This is the rabbit holes that listening to DeMeco Ryan sends us down. Okay, sorry.